well. Thank you, Sabeena, and it's wonderful to have you here. So glad you could come. My name is Salmon, and I am one of the people who helped to set up this organization called ThaiCraft. Now, I'm not Thai, but I have been living in Thailand for several decades now. And we have been working here on many different development programs and other things in the past, but about 23 years ago, in 1992, we set up ThaiCraft as being an opportunity for village artisans to sell their crafts to the world outside, because in those days there was really no opportunity for them to access a market. And so we got together with some other people. We traveled the country to find groups of artisans and invited them to come and sell at our market. Well, here we are 23 years later, still running the market, which we run on about a monthly basis to the general public. And we find that the majority of our customers are expatriates, people visiting the country, but that is logical for the kind of product that we're selling. We still get a lot of support from Thai people as well, and all our producers are from different parts of Thailand, all from different kinds of backgrounds, but the thing in common is that they are all trying to improve their lives. They're all trying to find ways in which they can support themselves better. And so we decided to set up ThaiCraft as a self-supporting organization. In other words, we have no funding from anywhere or whatever. We just simply do our business, operating these fairs, and from that we survived all these years.
That's great. For the people in the United Arab Emirates who know nothing about ThaiCraft, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, these days getting in contact is not so difficult because we have websites. That's ThaiCraft.org, O-R-G, not .com, but .org, O-R-G, and through Facebook, which again is ThaiCraft.org, so that's the same. And Instagram and other ways you can contact us. You'll find all about us. And,
could you tell us when you became a member of the World Fair Trade Organization?
Well, we became a member of the World Fair Trade Organization when we were invited to join, together with a number of other producer-related organizations in countries which actually produce crafts, in 1995. Before that time, the organization did not have members that were from producers. They were members that were marketing fair trade products elsewhere. Fair trade was very much in its early days then, and I remember when we joined we were just setting up a code of practice, so to speak, in those days and deciding what fair trade was. And so we were in right at the very beginning. And I think hopefully those of us who were working with producers directly on the ground at grassroots level, that we were actually able to provide a useful understanding about where the real needs were and what fair trade should be all about.
How do you feel fair trade has developed for you over the last 23 years?
Well, developed for us or
yes,
for
ThaiCraft?
Well, I think it has developed a lot in the sense that fair trade, alongside with other ideas of social enterprise or ethical trading and that sort of thing, has gradually filtered within society here in Thailand, though there's still a very small understanding about what fair trade really is. And perhaps it's because of the commercial growth that we have here in a country like Thailand, and a growing sort of urban commercial class, so to speak, has meant that it's been difficult to bring those things easily into society. But we find that through universities, through schools, through other sections, that there is interest, and that can only sow seeds, so to speak. So I think that perhaps we would say that we are perhaps promoting fair trade by example, that is being understood by our producers, and that the idea has sort of filtered through to other areas. So I don't think we can underestimate what we're doing. On the other hand, I don't know whether we understand the full scope of what we can do. We don't really have a very strong fair trade movement here.
Right.
But there are a number of organizations that have joined in on fair trade, both for commodities as well as for crafts and other things as well.
That's great. Would you like to send a message to consumers and supporters around the world?
Well, yes, I think that basically, as we tell all the people here, if you really want to help or really want to be, that you can do that by your shopping. And of course, that many people find that a somewhat surprising answer, that just by going shopping you can actually do that. But it's how you make a choice about shopping. It's being aware of what you are doing and who you're buying from is so important. And that I think that so many problems and issues can be solved on not only on economic front but also on the social front by enabling people to get into the market and sell their products that will help to solve so many problems and alleviate a lot of poverty, and provide a sound foundation for the future as well.
Thank you so much for your time, Mrs. Salmon.
It's been a pleasure. It's lovely to see you, and
lovely
please come again.
We
are inspired by your doing what you're doing in the part of the world you're doing, because I think it's so exploited.